Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at some of the hardest hitting Pokemon that you can pick. Well, at least two of them here. Personally, my two favorites. That's going to be Shadow Excadrill, which is going to be Best Buddy. You can take a look at the IVs. It's going to be a 10, 14, 15, and I did completely max that out. We're going to be going with Mudshot, Drill Run, and Rock Slide. And then the other Pokemon here, it's not going to be Shadow, but it is going to be Psycho Cut in Double Legacy with Psy Strike as well as Shadow Ball Mewtwo. And we'll take a look at the other moves here. Now, when it comes down to Excadrill, we could go with Scorching Sands, which could be very interesting, but I'm just going to go with the hard-hitting and trusty, reliable Drill Run here. So as far as this Mewtwo is concerned, it is going to be completely maxed out as well, sitting at a 15, 15, 14. I just couldn't wait any longer. And then, of course, about, I don't know how much longer later it was, I was able to get a 100, but this one was already maxed out, and I did put Shadow Ball on this one. I do believe it came with Psy Strike. So yeah, you're going to have to use double Elite TMs to get these moves. Now you have a plethora of other moves here, as you can see. Don't want Hyper Beam, don't want Psychic. Thunderbolt, not so much. Ice Beam may be an option. Focus Blast or Ice Beam are pretty much the moves that you're going to want to use. Now, if you do have a Shadow Mewtwo, all of the elemental charge moves are going to be beneficial for you going up against raids for sure. So you may want to hold off on double legacying those shadows just because you can use it as a Swiss Army knife to go up against different raids. It usually does pop up in the top attackers, but this video is about the Pokemon that we do have out here. No Shadow Mewtwo for me, but we will encounter them. So Mewtwo, one of the hardest hitting with Psy Strike, amazing. You need one, period. Okay, it's good for Master League. It's the best thing in the game. I mean, it's not the best thing in the game, all right, you know, but it's Mewtwo at the end of the day. Hey, what do you know? We have the Shadow. He said, you said my name, I'm here. All right, so we have the Evil Twin out here. And how do you want to go about powering up a Shadow Mewtwo? Oh, and we're landing at Shadow Ball. Let's go. They didn't want to use that last shield. We'll get into the commentary here in a minute. We got a 23-minute video. Well, the way it's going to work is, well, we're going to have a Mega Mewtwo X and Y, and you're definitely going to want to have one of those normal Mewtwo's powered up for those. So I think you're going to want to focus on that first, unless you have like 100 Shadow, then I guess go ahead and invest in that, because technically come the Mega Mewtwo X and Y raids, then you're going to be able to reaccumulate your candy yet again, and you'll be able to just, you know, get enough to power up that regular Mewtwo, and you can use your Shadow now if it's that good. So yeah, power up the regular one first, then a Shadow if you have good IVs, because the Shadow Mewtwo is unbelievable for Master League, but more so for raids. And I guess Master League too. Now let's get into this. The hardest hitting, fast charging OP Pokemon here. And another Mewtwo came back for revenge. It said, I'm back, boy. Let's go. Alrighty, so we have the Shadow Excadrill. I do believe leading the entire time here. And I just love this thing. I mean, it's so good for raids as well as Master League. And it's actually good in the other leagues too. I was destroying in the Great League for a while there. So we'll let that Psy Strike go. And I don't think they're going to be able to Psycho Cut us down. I mean, they can technically. But, okay, double shielding that Mewtwo. Do they? Oh, they swapped into the Gyarados just in the nick of time to catch a Drill Run. Not very effective. Well, damn. And they farmed up on their Mewtwo. Pff, that was amazing. So they do have Waterfall on that Gyarados. So we're going to go ahead and be safe to bring in the Palkia that we are going to be pairing up with both of them. If you haven't told by now, and I've said it 100,000 times. I love Palkia Origin. It's amazing here. Unfortunately, no 100. All right, so we're going to swap into our other spammy Pokemon, Mewtwo here, with, of course, Psy Strike and Psycho Cut. I mean, it does have Confusion. I won't really recommend going with that. I mean, if you're running Shadow, whew, it could be some pretty hard-hitting damage, but you're going to definitely want to get to your charge moves as fast as possible with Mewtwo. So we're going to let that Shadow Mewtwo take us out with a Shadow Psy Strike and Stab, just doing unbelievable amounts of damage. We're going to shield that one up. We have a shieldless game here, and we're going to be able to get to the Aqua Tail up against this Togekiss to take the win there. And we were looking good there with that Palkia at the end. All right, next game, Excadrill into Togekiss, coming back for revenge again. They're going to be swapping, though, and bringing in a Ho-Oh. We're going to immediately swap into our Palkia, which is going to have a massive resistance to that fire there. We're going to let this go. It is a Brave Bird, and with that fire being so resisted, we don't have to worry about them bringing our health down. We could just shield the next charge move, so be the situation. So we're going to go ahead and take them out with that Aqua Tail there, as they did drop their defense, bringing back that Togekiss, and we get to the Aqua Tail right in the nick of time, which is good. Rock Slide from Excadrill wasn't enough, but now it is. Now it is. They're going to be swapping and bringing in a Rhyperior. This was an accident. I was like, oh my gosh, I went freaking Rock Slide, but I figured they were going to shield it up. So we got a shield. That's all we really needed to do. Swap into that Mewtwo here. And since we're not Shadow, I mean, Mewtwo, can I categorize it as being squishy? I mean, if you're taking super effective is super effective in this game, and it's going to always do a lot of damage. I say it's not on the squishy end. It's probably teetering close to it, like normal squishy, okay? It could take a hit. That's what I'm trying to say. So we're getting to the Side Strike here up against the Togekiss, and down it goes, immediately swapping into the Excadrill to get to the Drill Run, and we're going to be able to take the win. Spammy plus hard hitting. Let's get it. You know, you do have other things like Mamoswine, right? Shadow Mamoswine, regular Mamoswine, those things are going to be fast charging and hard hitting as well. I'm just using a 2 that I actually personally like the most here. Togekiss, again, wants more revenge, but has to retreat, and they're bringing in a Melmetal. We're going to get off that Drill Run, doing a lot of damage there, and then swap into the Palkia, so we can kind of just start absorbing damage. We figure they're going to be bringing back that Togekiss, but I do believe, yep, they're going to be backing out, and that is a wrap. I mean, it's over. I mean, some people just know it's over. They probably had like a Dialga in the back, who knows. Next game, Melmetal wants to... I love the revenge Pokemon coming back here. It's so fun when they do that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go for that Drill Run here. Of course, we do need to look out for that superpower, and since they shield that first one up, we can go ahead and shield this up as well. We would not have one-shotted them. They definitely would have survived, but they went for that superpower, and I made a double swap, a bot swap is what we call them. So quick, it looks like it's controlled by a bot into their Annihilate, and they are not looking good. So we're going to let that Night Slash go. That counter is obviously not going to take us out. They shield up the Side Strike. I'm thinking, okay, we can play this game here. So I'm going to go ahead and double shield the Mewtwo as well. But what we're going to do at this point is farm up a little bit more energy so we can get to the charge move even faster with that next Pokemon. And unfortunately, we're not getting to the Shadow Ball. But that's okay. I do believe a Rock Slide will take us out here. And that was probably just barely. Swapping into that Excadrill, going to go immediately for that Drill Run. And they had brung in a Garchomp. All right, that's okay. We're going to take them out. As much as I wanted to farm them down, we're just going to go ahead and get rid of them, and so we can spam them with the Aqua Tail here. And we're going to be looking good. So Palkia is definitely not included in the spam pack. If I had to pick a third Pokemon, that would make the team somewhat even, because having Mamoswine as a spam would not work. What else could I use that's somewhat viable? I don't know. I'd have to look around, but let's see what we have. Next game, we have a great lead up against Metagross. I do believe they're going to be double shielding this here. You have to be careful for those catches like we did catch before with that Drill Run up against that Gyarados. That was a very good catch that they did there to try to combat that situation. And we will be shielding up the Meteor Mash because Shadow Excadrill, you're going to need shields. As much as it's fun to use and it hits super hard and it's very spammy, you're going to have to shield it up. It can take a hit, it can take a Side Strike, it can take a Meteor Mash, but that's going to give them the opportunity to potentially start farming you down or swap or something else. So we're just going to go ahead and keep it even here. And they're prepared for it and bringing in the Kyogre. We immediately swap into our Mewtwo. Do believe they just bring in their Ho-Oh here. Beautiful. And you already know what we have in the back that's going to be able to handle both of the Pokemon that they do have left. And that is going to be Origin, Palkia. It is going to absolutely run over them. All right, so we're able to actually take out the Ho-Oh too. Now they're going to have to throw their energy here. Of course, this is going to be a Surf. And we're going to go ahead and try to get to the Spatial Rend here. And this should be enough to take the win. And Palkia, always a good Pokemon to use here. And definitely worth that investment for sure. All right, next game, what are we going to see here? Oh, Palkia itself, Origin, very good. Now we do need to look out for Aqua Tail. Let's see if we can catch one. We're going to shield up the first one, and then the next one we're going to try to catch. I think that's how we're going to play this one out here, because one Aqua Tail is going to be enough. All right, that'll absolutely annihilate us here. But we're going to go ahead and catch. So we'll get a shield, and then we'll catch. We want to make sure the shields are at 1-to-1, or we win the swap. And there we go. This should be an Aqua Tail catch. Very much resisted. Fantastic. Hopefully they don't swap into a Fairy. A Goldingo. Okay, well that's not great. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but we're getting their last shield here. So this Shadow Ball, I didn't realize Goldingo. Whoa, that's a lot of damage there, buddy. All right, so since the dragon is resisted, we're just going to keep on spamming the Aqua Tail here, bringing them into the yellow, which unfortunately is not enough to farm them down. Well, I think we might... No. We're not even going to screw around. So we shield up the Shadow Ball and we just throw it. We're already locked in here anyways, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so taking out that Goldingo, we have the Mewtwo, 2 spammy Pokemon on our side, bringing in a Groudon and swapping to catch a Fire Punch with the Mewtwo. We just did that in the nick of time. That was perfect. Holding on to that energy. They're swapping into their Palkia. We Psycho Cut them down. It's over. Oh, that's a wrap. So we're going to go for 2 Side Strikes here. There's the 1, and Mewtwo is going to be able to take the win, and we still had energy on our Excadrill if we needed it for an emergency. And there you go. Spammy and hard-hitting Pokemon. Absolutely amazing. And we're looking pretty good here. We're taking 4 wins. All right, I'll take it. Let's keep it moving here into the next set, and we're met with a Mewtwo. Okay, sounds good. Now, you can survive a Shadow Ball if it's coming from a Shadow Mewtwo, then nah, you can't. That was early, so we're comfortable letting it go, knowing it's a Side Strike. And we're still looking great in the yellow here. Of course, we will be shielding up the next one, or we're going to swap. As soon as I said it, it's always opposite. It's always opposite. So Shadow Ball, no problem, no problem. Now we can go for a Side Strike because, I mean, it's gonna be enough to take them out at this point. They let it go, holding on to both shields and bringing in their Landorus. Okay, sounds good. Getting off the Side Strike before they throw the Sandsear Storm, shielding it up and building up a lot more energy than they actually need, so they can be ready for the next Pokemon here. This is not going to do too much. Retreating and... oh my goodness, was that a Metagross? Oh wow, so they resisted, they lowered my attack, and then they swapped into a triple resisted Pokemon. Very slick. So we bring in Excadrill, we're just going to go ahead and take them out there, and they're going to throw that Sandsear Storm. Remember, they have more energy than they need for it right now, so they're still loaded up on some. Bringing in the Palkia, and they're going to start dropping my attack. Now, I bring in the Palkia first because we're going to swap into Mewtwo here in a bit. Not that I don't even think we need to, but they're going to lower my attack, right? We still have a Pokemon left. Now, we could technically swap to kind of debuff the attack drop that they did give us, but we're still comfortable here. This move is actually, it's not that strong coming from them even, okay? So we don't need to shield it up. They back out, we take that win, and we do have our second 100 win now for the season. Okay, keeping it moving here. I have been skipping Go Battle Day, or not Go Battle Day, but Go Battle League on specific days because I go in there, it's hard countered, front, back, and center. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, I don't even really feel like doing my battles today. I'm just going to do them anyways to see what happens. And it's just like, well, what's the point? I could imagine this is me for content, right? And don't get me wrong, I like doing Go Battle League. Sometimes I'm just like, all right, whatever, let's just keep pushing through. But sometimes I just drop it. I'm like, okay, this is fine. I don't need to do my battles. Okay, I see what they want. But I could imagine for the average person who doesn't need to make content and you're just doing this for fun, how discouraging that is. It's like, well, what's the point? I don't need to do this. It's like, well, Niantic, keep on doing it. Keep on killing your player bases. All right, so we do have a Togekiss out here. Still holding on to 2 shields, and they're swapping into, was that Palkia? All right, and we threw a Rock Slide. Still doing quite a bit of damage because, well, Shadow Excadrill does not play any games. Ringing in our own Palkia here, and we do want to hold on to that last shield, not that we were going to have to use it there. And we're just going to go ahead and start spamming the Aqua Tail. This was getting pretty close here, and they are not looking too good. We're going to be able to get to the Rock Slide. That Charm is going to do a decent amount of damage to the Excadrill, but it's just not enough. And them throwing here is even better. It's kind of stopping them. So, looking good. If they got the buff from that, then they definitely would have taken the... well, I don't know if they would have charmed me down. It would have been close, though. All right, let's keep it moving. Next game, Excadrill up against a Shadow Garchomp. Oh, shoot. All right, now this one does have Dragon Tail. Typically, when people have Dragon Tail, they are running Sandstorm or Sand Tomb. And yeah, you know, that's going to do a lot of damage, but we can still survive it and get to the next drill run. No, we don't. Unfortunately not, even though we resist that quick move. Crazy. But that's okay. We're going to go ahead and just farm them down here. Hopefully there's no fairy. A Metagross. We'll take this. We do resist the steel. I mean, Earthquake is what they're going to have to do. Meteor Mash will do a decent amount of damage, but at this point, it's still not going to be enough to KO. I'm just going to go ahead and keep on spamming them here with the Aqua Tail. And this is a Shadow Metagross, so actually, yeah, they don't need to throw no Earthquakes around here. Now, they farmed up a little bit more than what they needed, So they're throwing that first meteor. A lot more, yeah. There's the second one, and we're going to go ahead and just double shield this here. And farm them down. And whatever's in the back is probably going to have to shield this. It's going to be an Excadrill. Okie dokie. And they let that go. We get to the next one. We'll immediately swap into the Mewtwo. I do believe they back out of this one. And we'll just get to a Side Strike. And that would be a wrap. And we're taking that win. Okay, looking good and keeping it moving here. Give it a shot. Is it worth powering up that Shadow Excadrill that you do have? Well, you've seen my IVs, and I still went for it. And the son of a gun is still putting in the work. As far as Mewtwo, you know how it goes. You just need the best IVs. And it's not the worst or hardest decision to make about going for Shadow or Normal. I'm just going to tell you straight up, just go for the Normal one first and worry about the Shadow later. All right, so what do we have here? A Melmetal. Okay, sounds good to me. Pretty cool that they introduced Meltan and Melmetal through Pokemon Go. That just shows you how the Pokemon Company has all the hope in Pokemon Go. So it's not going anywhere. It's just going to be like a dead game one day, and they're just going to drop the service. Be like, oh yeah, that's where Melmetal came from. That one dead game. Remember Pokemon Go? Yeah, that dead game. Nah, not happening. Okay. No matter what people say, yeah, Pokemon Go's, no, there's not too many people. I do believe I saw a massive march for people raiding Mewtwo. It looked like a massive protest. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go for the drill run up against this Kyogre here. For some reason, we dropped the defense and attack. Nice glitchy game. No, it didn't. It was just a visual glitch. It didn't actually happen. That'd be crazy, though. All right, going for the Side Strike up against this Kyogre here. And is that... No, they still have another Pokemon. Bringing in that Palkia. We're just going to take it out as much as I am. Not Psycho cutting it down with that health. All right, they shield it up. Okay, so what we're going to do is let this go. It's all up to the Excadrill. It's all up to that little buddy. We're going to have to farm them down and have just enough energy to hit the Kyogre right when they throw it out here. And we will be able to take them out because it's going to be enough with the health that they do have left. Hitting that drill run with that Excadrill up against that Kyogre. And we take the win. All right, let's get it. Next game. What are we going to see here? Excadrill still leading the charge. And that's a good lead here. Now, again, we do need to look out for that superpower. I don't know if superpower would be enough to take us out. One superpower, I think will actually do it. I try to catch, but they're retreating. Oh boy. Oh boy, but that's okay. They have energy on that Melmetal, but no health. We have to remember that, but it doesn't really matter because they're still going to hit us with that energy. And all right, they're letting that Side Strike go. This is looking pretty good. So technically now they've only got one Pokemon left. I mean, sure, the Melmetal has health or has energy, but yeah, this is amazing here. We're going to have to use a shield, but so have they. It's no problem at all. I'm going to go ahead and start farming them down and build up the energy on the Palkia here, shielding up that Dragon Claw. And now it's a 1-to-1. I'm expecting, yeah, that Melmetal, and they're just going to go ahead and spam me with Rock Slide, which is still not going to do that much. Technically, yeah, it is. It's adding up here. They're going to be bringing me into the yellow here. Yeah, and I swap. They swap. They do have a Garchomp. Now I'm just going to have to go spam crazy. This is still... You can see this win a mile away. Okay, getting to the next drill run. Now they're going to be forced to shield, otherwise they're done. Okay, using that last shield. And now what's going to happen is we're just going to take them out with an Aqua Tail. We'll still have our shield left, and then we're just going to be able to simply Dragon Breath down the Melmetal, and that is going to be a wrap. Oh, come on, one more Dragon Breath, and they back out. All right, we take that win. We're looking good, and moving it on to our next opponent. What are we going to see here? Show me something good. Oh, that's not good. Okay, that's not good. Now, we don't want to bring in Palkia because that's going to be our main counter because of the Aqua Tail stab. So we're going to go ahead and swap into Mewtwo. They don't throw, they're retreating with energy. Smart move. And bringing in a Palkia, all right? The, not origin one, but the normal one. Okay, just Palkia itself. So how we want to play this out is, there's several different ways. I mean, we could try to farm them down with Excadrill, but that's pretty nutty. They've used one shield, so we're just going to go ahead and bring in our Palkia to farm them down quickly here. They bring in their Groudon. We have two shields. I'm still going to shield this up, and they go Precipice Blades. I was so close to letting that go. That would have been a wrap. I would have been lost. It would have been a loss for me. They're using their last shield on their Groudon, and we're getting to the next Aqua Tail. All right, come on. Show me a KO. Let's go. What you got in the back? Immediately swapping into my Excadrill. We go for Rock Slide, and it is going to be a Shadow Ho-Oh, which gets one-shotted by the Excadrill's Rock Slide. I was about to say Walk Slide. All right, next game, we're going to be seeing a Xerneas, and, well, this is a damn good Pokemon, but they're going to be retreating. Okay. Sounds good to me. Bringing in their Landorus, we're going to go for a Rock Slide, which will still do a decent amount of damage, and bring in our Palkia because, well, the Palkia doesn't want to go up against Xerneas. This is going to be a much better battle, and we've gotten a shield out of them. Technically, we can let this next Sandsear Storm go as well because, I mean, we're still going to be doing quite a bit of damage with the Aqua Tail, and if they want a double shield, be my guest. They're letting it go. And barely there. I was so close. So what should you do in this case? Well, I'm going to let it go. I don't really need to win the swap because we did get a shield out of them. And I immediately bring in my Excadrill, or I wait a second, and they swap immediately into their Origin Palkia. I'm thinking, all right, this sounds amazing. Go for the Drill Run. We will shield this up, holding onto the energy, and I think we bring in the Mewtwo, or we may just throw the Drill Run right away. Get that last shield, kind of pressure them into the corner with their last Pokemon, and now we'll go ahead and swap into the Mewtwo after we did get that shield. Didn't know if I should have shielded this up or not. I go ahead and do it, and it's a Spatial Wrench, so freaking thank goodness. We're going to Psycho Cut them down at this point, which is unbelievably crazy, and they do the Swapperoo. They made me waste a Psy Strike. Damn, on that Landorus with no health, bringing in that Xerneas, but we just need one more Psycho Cut to get to the next Psy Strike. One, and we're there, and that's a wrap. That's Mewtwo for you. Spammy plus hard hitting. It's unbelievable. And there you have it, folks. Two of my favorite spammy Pokemon in the Open Master League. If you did enjoy this video, if you can give it a thumbs up, that'd be much appreciated. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a good rest of your day or night, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!